Hi, Daryl.
Hi, Linda.
How are you?
Fine. This is our weekly C60 little get together again.
That's right. And you are always learning stuff, and I'm always amazed at what you learn and love to hear about it. So this week you were saying you looked into again how effective ours are and what sets Fuller Life C60 apart from everybody else's.
Yeah.
And not only does the pain, factors seem to resonate with RC60. You may have found another reason why. You want to go into that?
Yeah. I mean, you would expect anybody talking about their product to say their product's the best. I think with all the integrity that we have, we're lucky that we can say that. And this is not to denigrate or criticize any other C60 product because I believe all C60 is effective. All right? All
Yeah.
generally in one manner or another. Okay?
Absolutely. They all have their benefits.
Yes, because they all have the same molecule. All right. C60 is a molecule. All right. So it's not like you're going to get a different form of C60 over here. I mean, a different molecule than another bottle, than another strip or anything else. It's the same C60 molecule, which can act as a free radical sponge in the body, neutralizing dangerous oxidative process and basically restore health, longevity. You're in longevity, a state of, energy, sleep, or whatever, whatever people find out with C60. So all C60 does the same thing, but it doesn't do it as effectively. All right. And this is what I want to point out. Why is some C60 and why is our C60 different than everybody else's C60? Now, what I want to do is start with the general C60 out there. 99.9%, I would say, of all C60 on the market, maybe just 99%, is a variation on the body rat study formulation. The very famous rat study that was published in 2012, they gave C60 suspended in extra virgin olive oil to rats because you can't dissolve in the water, so they put it in olive oil, and they stirred it up for 2 weeks before they did it because they knew that C60 clusters together in clumps, and they wanted to make it as effective as possible for their experiment. Well, what effectiveness meant was they wanted to kill the rats. They wanted the C60 to be floating around, and they wanted enough C60 to enter the bloodstream of a rat and kill it. And they wanted to find out at what level would it take to kill the rats. All right. Well, what they found out was the damn rats not only didn't die, they lived 90% longer than the control group. Shocked everybody. All right. It's up there on the web. Go look at it. It's a study that was done in Paris. It's beyond reproach. What's not acceptable about it is most people just can't absorb it. Like, holy smokes, this is like a miracle molecule, and it truly is. When they dissected the rats, Linda, not only did they live 90% longer, they they had no tumors and they had no pneumonia. Well, laboratory rats, the two most common causes of disease is tumors and pneumonia. These rats were tumor free and had no signs of pneumonia. That was stunning. Now, in the body rat study, they also noted that C60's antioxidant properties were already well known by then. All right, but they didn't expect it. They didn't expect anything like this to happen. And especially when you look back on it, the rats over, even though they lived like what is it, over 5 years, they had only been given 24 doses total of C60, once a day for a week, once a week for 5 weeks, and once every 2 weeks for
That,
5 months. That's it.
that doesn't seem like that's very much at all to me, but I guess for a rat, perhaps it is.
Yeah, well, they gave a lot, but see, this is what I want to say. What's really interesting. This is what I found out in my studies. The vast majority of the C60 that they gave the rats, I think it was excreted by the body with after 3 days. All right, after 3 days, it was gone. All right. So what even the amount of C60, there was so little in them that was left. It was so powerfully effective that it extended their lifespan 90%. Now, why? What does C60 do? C60 neutralizes free radicals, these dangerous caused by oxidative stress in every cell in the body, which causes aging, disease, everything of that we know is leads from it's a mortality factor. All right. So the C60 was effective in neutralizing those dangerous free radicals. Now, what happened? The C60 that remained in the body that wasn't excreted after 3 days was small. The larger clusters, the body got rid of. And this was corroborated by the experiments with zebrafish. I did a lot of research on C60, and most of the experimentation was done with C60 after the body rat study done was with zebrafish, very very small, and fish that they could dissect sheep, and put it in. So this is what they found out. That the particles of C60 above a certain size they found in the intestinal tract to be shunted off. The only C60 that remained in the body were smaller particles of C60. All right? So this is what we really discovered, that C60 is effective when it's small, because in the clustered particle sizes, the body just gets rid of it. Can't use it, can't absorb it, and the body knows. All right? So only the smaller particles remain in the body and can act as an antioxidant. This is why the body rat study stirred the particles of C60 in the olive oil for 2 weeks before they gave it to the rats. So everything that people go up in the web and buy a bottle of C60 in some type of oil follows this formulation, except for one brand. All right, and that one brand doesn't even say how much C60 they have in it. All right, and it's not an olive oil. They put it in sunflower oil, and it's black. It's far darker than the regular ones with olive oil, which are generally purple or a lighter color. All right, and this was the bottle. This was the brand that we discovered was the most effective, and we also found that it had so little C60 in it that the laboratory we sent it to said, "Go buy the real thing. I don't know what you guys are buying this for." Well, he didn't know that it was far more effective with pain than the other brands. He didn't know that. And we found that out. We thought, what? There's a disconnect here. Generally, more is better. All right? I mean, if X works, 2X might be twice as good. 3X might be 3 times as good.
Right. But go into the size, what you were telling me earlier.
This is what we found out. It wasn't the amount that was important. It was the size of the C60 particles. All right? And this is already in the body rat study. The body rat study, if you read it carefully, which I have, is that they already knew C60 tended to cluster together. All right?
Right.
And when it clusters together, it's far less effective.
Right.
Far less bioactive. All right?
Right.
What we found out later is that the body excretes it. All right? So they stirred it magnetically in the dark for 2 weeks, 24 hours a day. Then
Right.
Then they gave it to the rats.
Yeah.
Right? What we found out was size did matter, and this is why what we found out, our product worked better than anyone else's, because the chemist who came up with the patented process, the process that we're patenting right now, solubilized it. He broke up the clusters into single molecules. And then he put them on the strip, which held them in place. So they're not floating around, banging in and recrystallizing. They're separate.
Yes.
They're separate. And not only are they separate, they're only 0.7 to 0.8 nanometers across. And they're so small, and ours you put in a sublingual strip under the tongue, and it goes right into the blood-brain barrier without going through your intestinal tract. This is why ours is so much more effective. All right? Now, other antioxidants, for example, vitamin C, can't get through the cellular walls like Fuller Life C60 can. Why? Size. Cells are extremely small, whatever you want to call them. It's extremely small. And a C60 molecule is 0.7 to 0.8 nanometers across. A molecule of vitamin C is 59.8 nanometers. 80 times larger. 80 times larger. So we all know that vitamin C is one of the most effective antioxidants on the planet. I mean, I'm into antioxidants. I see people, I just saw a website in Singapore, which had a COVID crisis like everybody else is. And the thing is, what are you doing for it? And they said, vitamin C, vitamin D, all of these antioxidants. All right, that's what they did. Wash your hands, wear a mask, vitamin C, vitamin D. All right, to raise your immune level. All right, to help your body
Exactly.
deal with this. All right, and what we know that the effectiveness of C60, why it extended the lifespan is it's far more effective than any other antioxidants. All right, and I think it's far more effective for two reasons, Linda, because of its chemical structure, its molecular structure. It's structured in such a way it has all these exposed electrons that float around, and they can exchange uh, electrons with free radicals. They can just absorb. It can pair off all those dangerous free radicals. It's a sponge. Doctors call C60 a free radical sponge. All right. So the molecule itself is incredibly effective as a neutralizer of free radicals, but more not just because of its structure, because of its size. And Fuller Life C60 has solubilized it fully, so we don't have clusters of molecules of C60 floating around like the vast majority of other ones do. They have a lot of C60 in it in their products. They put as much C60 in a bottle as they can. But what I'm saying is it's counter-effective, because the more C60 you have in it, the more it tends to cluster together and clump.
Well, I mean, there you have it. Another reason why we feel that Fuller Life C60 is more effective is because it's point 0.7 nano what?
Nanometers, NM.
Nanometers,
Nanometers. Yeah,
and it is absorbed through the blood-brain barrier and absorbed right into the cellular structure of your body.
of your body.
So I think that's terrific. So if you feel, I mean, not everybody, I want to say that too. I was watching one of our videos and I said, often, several of us have enjoyed pain relief. Certainly not everybody who takes it. I wanted to clarify that too, because I don't want to misspeak, but we do, we get to talking.
Yeah.
So if you think this product will help you, go to the link below, click on it, and hopefully you'll have the same benefits that we have enjoyed. And thanks, Daryl, for that explanation. Appreciate it, and we'll talk again soon.
You got questions? I got answers.
Okay. Bye bye then.
Bye.